and the only tools you will need are an Allen wrench, which is provided. Start by opening your box and removing its contents. Then locate your instructions. On the front, you'll find a parts and hardware list. Take a brief inventory to make sure you have all the pieces needed for this assembly. Using 4 of our bolts labeled W2, we'll now be attaching our 3 pieces A and our piece D to our base labeled as I. To do this, insert your bolt into the back, and from the front, insert your first piece A and hand tighten into place. Then take your Allen wrench and fully tighten. Once you have your first piece on, you'll repeat this step for the 2 remaining corners, and in your middle piece in the bend, we'll be attaching our smaller piece labeled as D. Take 4 of your hardware labeled as W3. We'll insert 1 in the top of each post and tighten into place until fully tightened. Now, taking your piece J and your 2 pieces labeled as K, start with K, insert 1 on your piece A through your bolt, your second on your piece D. Then finally, take your piece J and insert into your back pieces A. Now, using your pieces D, 1 of your pieces B, and 2 of your pieces C, we're going to attach to our base. Start with your pieces C. Put 1 on your piece A, tightening into place. We'll put our second piece C on the bolt directly behind it and tighten it into place. Then take your piece D and insert onto your first piece D. Then take your piece B and insert onto the final bolt. Using 1 of our bolts labeled as W2, we'll now be attaching our piece N. To do so, there is a hole on the inside and through the bottom. Insert your bolt, then to your post D, we're going to tighten into place using our Allen wrench. Now take 3 of your bolts labeled as W3 and insert 1 into the top of your 3 remaining posts. Fully tighten them into place. We'll now take our pieces T, L, and M. Start with L and T. On the bottom of L, you'll notice a hole. Insert T and tighten into place. Once you have it fully tightened, take your piece L and insert onto your pieces C. Then take your piece M and insert onto your piece B. Now take 2 of your pieces E and 1 of your pieces B. Start by inserting B onto your other B and tighten into place. Then take your 2 pieces E and insert into the 2 remaining bolts and tighten into place. Take 2 of your bolts labeled as W3 and insert into your posts on the end. Fully tighten into place. Now take your piece O and insert into your bolts. Once in place, take your piece P and line up with the hole below. Then, using your bolt labeled as W1 and your Allen wrench, we're going to tighten into place. Now take your pieces G and Q and insert and tighten into place. Once in place, you can now take your pieces H, and R and tighten them into place. Take your piece G and Q first and insert into the corner bolt and tighten into place. Once tightened, you can now take your piece H and R and using a bolt labeled as W2, push up through the top and insert, then fully tighten into place using your Allen wrench. Now take our pieces F and S, insert F into your remaining bolt corner and tighten into place. Once fully tightened, take your piece S and your bolt labeled as W2 and insert through the top of F using your Allen wrench to fully tighten. Once fully tightened, you now have your finished product.